In the world of fashion, 6 months is an eternity. That's how long it traditionally takes for a designer's sketch on a Paris runway to become a real garment you can buy in a store. 6 months of forecasting, manufacturing, and shipping. 6 months of betting that what's in style today will still be in style half a year from now. But what if you could shrink that timeline? What if you could take a trend you see on the street and have it hanging on a rack, ready for sale, in just a few weeks? For some items, what if you could do it in just 15 days? This isn't a hypothetical. This is the story of Zara, a company that didn't just break the rules of fashion, it rewrote the entire playbook. But this isn't really a story about clothes. It's a story about speed, data, and psychology. It says the story of a logistical machine so efficient it became the blueprint for modern retail. A system that turns catwalk dreams into checkout realities at a speed the world had never seen. And it all started with one man and a painful memory: watching his mother get denied credit at a grocery store. To really get what a big deal Zara was, you have to understand the world it entered. Before Zara, the fashion industry moved at a slow, predictable pace. It was a world run by two main seasons: spring-summer and fall/winter. Designers would show off their collections, and a handful of industry insiders would decide what everyone would be wearing almost a year in advance. This model was, to put it mildly, a gamble. A massive, expensive gamble. Brands would place huge manufacturing orders, often with factories halfway across the world, months before the clothes were supposed to be in stores. They were betting millions on forecasts. If they bet right, they made a fortune. But if they bet wrong, if taste changed or the weather didn't play along or a new trend came out of nowhere, it was a disaster. We're talking warehouses full of unwanted clothes, all headed for the deep discount rack. This cycle of overproduction and markdowns wasn't a bug. It was a feature. It was a system built on prediction, not reaction. The founder of Zara, Amancio Ortega, saw this mess firsthand. The son of a railway worker, he started his career at 14 as a delivery boy for a shirt maker. He learned the business from the ground up, from the cost of fabric to what rich clients wanted to wear. He saw the huge gap between what was being designed and what people actually wanted to buy. He realized the problem wasn't the clothes, it was the system. It was too slow, too rigid, and totally disconnected from the actual customer. He knew there had to be a better way. This drive was deeply personal. The memory of his mother's humiliation at the grocery store fueled his desire to build a business that was financially independent. After starting a successful bathrobe business in 1963, his big moment came in 1975. Facing a cancelled order from a German client, Ortega took a risk. Instead of selling off the inventory at a loss, he opened his own store in A Coruña, Spain, to sell it directly. He called it Zorba after the film, but a nearby bar had the same name, so he played with the letters he had for the sign, and Zara was born. The secret to Zara's revolutionary model can be summed up in 2 words: vertical integration. Unlike its competitors who outsourced everything, Zara chose to control its own destiny. It manages its own design, a huge chunk of its manufacturing, its distribution, and its stores. This control is the key to its incredible speed. It all starts in a massive, unassuming building in Arteixo, Spain, known as the Cube. This is the nerve center for the whole global operation. Here, hundreds of designers don't just sketch what they think will be cool next year, they react to what's trending right now. They are part designers, part data analysts, constantly absorbing information to create what the customer wants next. From design, it's on to production. And this is where Zara really went against the grain. While other brands were chasing cheap labor in Asia, leading to shipping times of many months, Zara did the opposite. It concentrated a huge portion of its manufacturing in proximity markets: Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and Turkey. More than half of its clothes are made nearby. This strategy, called nearshoring, was more expensive per item, but it gave Zara its superpower: speed. Garments could be cut, sewn, and finished in days, not months. This close-to-home production allows for amazing flexibility and quality control. If a design needs a tweak, it happens instantly. If a new color is suddenly trending, production can pivot on a dime. Once the clothes are ready, they're sent to Zara's massive, highly automated logistics hubs. Here, tiny RFID tags embedded in most garments allow for precise tracking. Automated systems sort and allocate clothes for shipment. Within 48 hours, those clothes can be in any store in Europe, and within a few days, anywhere in the world. This logistical heart beats twice a week, sending a constant flow of new products to every single one of its thousands of stores. It's not a seasonal refresh, it's a constant, rolling wave of newness. If vertical integration is the skeleton of the Zara machine, data is its nervous system. Zara built a closed-loop information system that is always learning and adapting. And the most important sensor in this whole network? The store manager. At a traditional retailer, a store manager's job is to manage staff and sell stuff. At Zara, they are a vital source of market intelligence. Every single day, store managers report back to headquarters in Spain. They don't just report what's selling, they report what isn't. They pass on what customers are asking for, what they're trying on but not buying, and even comments they overhear in the fitting rooms. This on-the-ground data is gold. This information is fed directly to the design teams at The Cube. They can see in near real time that a certain blouse is flying off the shelves in Tokyo but sitting untouched in Milan. They hear that customers in London are asking for a dress they saw on a popular TV show. This stream of data allows Zara's customers to essentially co-create the next collection. They are, in effect, telling the designers what to make. And this feedback loop is now supercharged with technology. Zara uses AI and big data analytics to sift through all this information. AI algorithms analyze sales data, social media trends, and even weather forecasts to predict demand. This allows Zara to optimize production, deciding exactly how many of a particular item to make and where to send them, minimizing the risk of overproduction, the single biggest problem in the old-fashioned model. The company has even piloted things like smart mirrors in fitting rooms, which can suggest other products, creating yet another data point on customer preference. Zara's operational genius would be pointless without a retail strategy that milks it for all its guessworth. And that strategy is built on a powerful psychological trick: scarcity. When you walk into a Zara, you might notice the racks aren't overflowing. That's on purpose. Zara produces a massive volume of items each year, but it does so in small, limited batches. This isn't a supply chain flaw, it's the core of their retail strategy. This deliberate scarcity creates a feeling of urgency. Customers have learned that if you see something you like at Zara, you better buy it now, because there's a good chance it won't be there next week, or even tomorrow. This buy now or regret it later feeling short-circuits the normal hesitation of shopping. There's no waiting for a big end-of-season sale. While Zara does have sales, they are less frequent and predictable than at other retailers, so you can't count on that must-have item being deeply discounted later. Because Zara produces small batches based on what people are actually buying, there's very little leftover inventory to mark down, which keeps profits high. This strategy also changes how we shop. It encourages frequent visits. People don't just go to Zara for a new winter coat. They pop in regularly just to see what's new. The store is always fresh, always changing. This turns shopping from a planned chore into a spontaneous habit. Zara isn't just selling clothes, it's selling the thrill of discovery and the fear of missing out. It has engineered a system that makes you want to come back week after week to see what the machine has produced. This relentless churn of product, this machine built for speed, has profoundly shaped how we consume fashion. But it's not without its critics, and the model has faced serious challenges. We'll get into that dark side in a moment. But first, if you find these deep dives into the mechanics of business fascinating, and you want to understand the systems that shape our world, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. We break down these complex machines every week. The very speed and efficiency that made Zara a global giant are also the source of its biggest criticisms. The term fast fashion, which Zara helped perfect, is now linked to a whole host of environmental and ethical problems. The model, by its nature, encourages a culture of disposability. By constantly dropping new, affordable trends, it speeds up the cycle of buying and throwing away. Even with Zara's efficient production, the sheer volume of clothing being made puts a huge strain on resources, from the water used for cotton farming to the carbon footprint of shipping it all over the world. On top of that, the fast fashion industry has been rocked by accusations of poor labor practices. While Zara's near-shoring model, with lots of production in Spain and Portugal, offers more oversight than competitors that exclusively outsource to far-off countries, the company hasn't been immune to controversy. Over the years, it has faced protests and scrutiny over conditions in its wider supply chain, including allegations related to factories in other countries and questions about sourcing. There's also the constant critique of Zara's design process. The company is often called a fast follower, rather than a true innovator. Its design teams are incredibly good at spotting trends from high-fashion runways and turning them into affordable clothes at lightning speed. This has led to many accusations of design copying and positioned the brand as an imitator in the eyes of many in the high-fashion world. Finally, the brand has found itself tangled in cultural controversies. A 2023 ad campaign sparked widespread outrage for featuring imagery that critics said resembled scenes of devastation in Gaza, leading to boycott calls and the campaign being pulled. From a single shop in northern Spain, Amancio Ortega built a retail empire by doing something fundamentally simple. He listened to his customers and gave them what they wanted faster than anyone else. He didn't invent new clothes, he invented a new system, a machine. Zara treated fashion not as art, but as perishable information. It synchronized supply with demand with a precision that was once unimaginable. This model, this blend of vertical integration, real-time data, and scarcity psychology, has become the undisputed blueprint for a new generation of online brands. Its influence is everywhere. Today, that machine is still running and still growing. Its parent company, Inditex, continues to post huge profits with sales on the rise, but it faces new challenges. In an age that demands sustainability and ethical consumption, can the machine that taught the world to shop faster learn to slow down? Can it reconcile the need for speed with the growing demand for responsibility? Zara changed retail forever by building a faster machine. Its next great challenge will be to prove that the machine can also be a better one. Subscribe for more business documentaries. This is Business Explained.